be blaring out right now. I've got no idea. It could be coming out quite softly. I could be killing you softly, just like the Fugees. I have no idea. So you'll have to let me know if it's too loud, if it's too quiet, if it's no different than usual. Perhaps we've hit that sweet spot. You know, a little bit like the porridge and the Three Bears. One is too hot, one is too cold. The other one is just right. So maybe this is the just right porridge. I don't know. But what I do know is that we have AEW Dynamite tonight, and we've got a couple of jokers. Not Sasha Banks and Naomi. No, not those guys. Not those jokers. We've got a couple of mystery people that are going to be involved on AEW Dynamite tonight. And we don't know who they are. One of them is a male, one of them is a female, and they are going to be taking part in the Owen Hart tournament. So we need to find out as to who that's going to be, and obviously we won't find out until we get onto the show. So looking forward to that. That's definitely a big talking point. We've got Adam Cole taking on Jeff Hardy. Esteban says it's no different than usual. No different than usual. That is good. Thank you. Adam Cole against Jeff Hardy. I can see who said there do a poll. Someone said do a poll. Tim says do a poll. Who would you put in the poll? I don't know who you would put in the poll because I actually don't know who it might be. I haven't seen any rumors or anything about anyone. I can put someone in the poll. I think we can do the male one because I think the male one has got a few options. So Johnny Gargano is an option. Johnny Gargano. Cesaro is an option. I don't know how you spell Johnny. Is it just J-O-N-N? J-O-H-N-N? I have no idea. Cesaro. It could be Rusev or Miro, as we like to call him these days. Who is the Joker? So, Johnny Gargano, Cesaro, Miro. Who else? Who else do we think's? Did I see any of the Europa fight? I didn't. No, I didn't. I wanted Rangers to win, but when I looked at the result, I saw they'd lost on penalties. So, no, I didn't see any of it, unfortunately. Could it be Wyatt? I don't think they would bring him in that way, to be honest. I don't think they would bring him in that way. No way it'll be Johnny or Candice. They're having a year off, says Mouldy. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Davey Boy Smith Jr. I like that. Makes sense with it being the Owen Hart. Davey Boy Smith. Davey Boy Smith Jr. There we go. Right, we'll go with these. Hello, Chalmers. Hope you well, buds. Davey Boy Smith Jr. Right. Boom. In. Done. Right, let's go through this cards, and then we can jump into the chat, right? So, Adam Cole against Jeff Hardy tonight. That's happening. Samoa Joe against a Joker. Probably one of those, but we don't know. I'm leaning Miro. I am leaning Miro, but we'll see. Britt Baker against the Joker. I really don't know on that one. That one I'm struggling. That Joker, I think, is difficult. I would have thought maybe like Mia Yim. Mia Yim would have been a decent shout, but she's popped up in Impact, which I'm really surprised at because you would imagine Keith Lee would have, when he signed, said, can you get my wife in, please? Are they married? They might not be married. Can you get my girlfriend or fiancé in, please? The person I live with, can you get her in, please? And seemingly she is not going there now. She's going to Impact, so I thought that was strange. So, we'll have to see who that is. Kyle O'Reilly taking on Rey Fenix. I don't know why that's happening. Is that Owen Hart? Maybe it's Owen Hart. Must be Owen Hart. I can't remember them two being in it, but okay. Wardlow is going to take 10 lashes. I must admit, we've done this before, the whole lashes thing. And I didn't mind it when we saw it the first time. Who did he do the lashes against? Was it Jericho? The first time, I didn't mind it because we've not seen that before. I haven't seen that before. But now he's doing it again with Wardlow. All of a sudden now, because we have seen it before and he's doing it again, I'm starting to think this is kinky. I'm starting to think now that MJF gets into feuds with people just so he can find a way of getting a 10 lashes segment in there. I think he gets off on it. I think there's something kinky about this. I'm going to feel dirty as I'm watching it. I might not even watch it. I might just have it on in the background, not actually look, because I do not want to be a part of someone else's kinky fantasies, right? Well, not all the time. And, like, there with Wardlow, I'm a little bit like, this is the second time we're seeing it now. Something not right here. I don't think this is to do with violence now. I think this is to do with love. Just putting it out there. We've got Jericho and Regal. What are they doing? The text is really small. Jericho and Regal. Face-to-face confrontation. That's what's happening there. Jericho and Regal in a face-to-face confrontation. That'll be fun. And Hangman Page taking on, is it Takashita? Takashita? Konosuke Takashita against Hangman Page for the AEW World Championship. Did I miss this? When was this announced? Was this announced last week? That we were getting an AEW World Championship match this week? Why is Takashita? Why is he getting a title opportunity? Where's he come from? Where's this match come from? Where's this match come from? I don't know. Perhaps they announced it last week. I have to have the sound down, so maybe it's something along those lines. But I was not expecting an AEW World Championship match this week. I think you can tell that much from my reaction. So we've got that happening as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things have been previewed for this week. I do applaud AEW for that. I think they do an excellent job of getting out what the card is. So well done, Tony. Well done. You do a good job of that every week, and I like having it all on the one graphic as well. Makes it really useful to know exactly what you're going to be watching. So very good. Looks like a good card. Sam, shout out to you, Sam. Appreciate it. Days, do you think what Sasha and Naomi did was unprofessional? I think what they did was uncalled for. People are calling Corey Graves racist for calling them unprofessional. I think that's too far. Yeah, I've made my feelings on this very, very clear. Very, very clear. People calling Corey Graves racist, I think, are potentially Sasha stans that are just scrambling, just trying to find, a way of, literally trying to deflect. It's deflection. And there's a lot of that that's playing out on Twitter. There's some really bad takes on Twitter on this, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm really fortunate that I get to sit here and express my opinions on this kind of a platform. So I don't want to dwell on it too much because we've spoke about it a lot. We spoke about it pretty much all throughout the Raw stream. It then sneaked into the Wrestling Escape Pod. Of course it would. And now here we are talking about it again. But my feelings of this have not changed since it first happened. I've seen nothing on Twitter that has changed my mind. And my mind is that it's appalling, it's unprofessional, and I think that they should be ashamed for walking out. And, there's something else that's kind of snuck into my mind since Monday, and that is that, if people are applauding Sasha and they are applauding Naomi for walking away, then people are showing double standards, right? And the reason why I say that is because I hate WWE for letting those wrestlers go, right? Last year, when they were letting those wrestlers go, I hated WWE for that. Just watch the Wrestling Escape Pod episode as the news broke about, I think it was Aleister Black, Rusev, that big wave of releases. We were actually sitting down to do an episode as the news came through. We ended up doing a Wrestling Escape Pods episode, a breaking news one. that is maybe the most angry I think I've ever actually been on a stream, or certainly the most angry I've ever felt. Like, I was really angry on that stream. I really was like, I couldn't believe it. Because if you've got a contract, you honor the contract. And WWE constantly, like throughout last year, letting people go due to budget cuts is horrific. It was awful, right? It was awful. So if I'm going to lay into WWE, and again, I have, that episode is there, we've done videos, I've been outspoken on that subject. I think WWE letting people go and letting them go out of their contracts is wrong, right? No grey area there for me, right? And actually, I would say that Twitter probably agrees with that. I would say that Twitter and many of you out there agree with that. WWE should honor the contracts. So, how do we live in a world where, I hate WWE for not honoring the contracts. But well done, Sasha and Naomi, for walking out on yours. Well done. Well done. Well done for ignoring your contract. Well done. Well done for walking out on your... No, that's double standards. That is double standards. If we're going to say to WWE, honor contracts, contracts are important, you can't then turn around and start applauding the wrestlers when they don't honor theirs. Like, it's a double-edged sword. It works both ways. So I think I'm all for contracts. I think that is like you giving your word. You know, back in the day, before contracts, you would give, you'd give your word. But then, a contracts came along and now it's all written down. It's all legal. And basically, you get paid to do what they ask you to do. That's the agreement. We're going to give you a script. You go out and perform that script. We'll give you millions of dollars. That's the agreement. Now, they got the script. They didn't like it. They didn't like the script, right? Boo-hoo, right? Literally every wrestler ever has had scripts they haven't liked. Every wrestler ever. Go and ask Finn Balor if he's happy with what he's doing at the moment. Go and ask R-Truth if he's happy at the fact he's never won the WWE title. Like, go and ask the Brooklyn Brawler if he loved being a jobber. Of course not. Everyone wants to be Roman Reigns. Everyone wants to be the man. Everyone wants to win all the time, right? So, like, they got a script. They didn't like it. They spoke to Vince. Vince, I believe, like, heard them and said that they were going to tweak a few things. Whether that happened or not, I don't care. I really don't care. If they did tweak it, didn't tweak it, it makes no difference to me. And end result is they've looked at it and gone, no, we're not doing it. They have broken their contract. The contract is you get a script, you go and do it, right? They spoke out, they didn't like it. They fought, they tried to get it changed. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. They're not heroes, right? They aren't standing up for themselves. Like, this isn't some kind of big women's right movement. It's got nothing to do with race or anything like this. It's got everything to do with them feeling like they have got more power than they actually have, right? Deluded. They are a member of a team, right? You are a member of a team. You are a team of wrestlers that work together to put on the best show possible. What they actually wanted Sasha to do was to go on and help Ronda become a bigger champion, right? They wanted her to put Ronda over. I think that's great. I think that's a great way to use Sasha, because that feud would have been brilliant. It would have been great for Sasha. She'd be back around. She would have been back in the main event. Now, granted, she ain't going to win the title, but she's still going to be involved in the main event picture. She's going to be working a program with Ronda Rousey. And, all right, she's going to put Ronda over, but that's what Ronda needs right now. She's been away for a while. She's come back. Now she needs to get some wins. Sasha would still have been half of the tag team champion. She still would have had a belt, right? So, all right, yeah, she's going off to put over Ronda. But guess what? That's what the company needs right now. That's what the company needs. It needs you to do that job. That's the job the company wants you to do. And in regards to Naomi, she was going to go and help put over Bianca. brilliant. You're in a main event picture scene. You're fighting for... I mean, how many times does Naomi get a chance to fight for the women's title? I mean, it's crazy to me that Naomi, who has been, just sat in catering for so long, is now at the point where she's going to be in a main event, winning the main event of Raw, winning the main event of Raw, then going off to face Bianca at a pay-per-view, and even if she doesn't win the title, this is great for her. That's great. That's great exposure being used in the main event scene. There are so many wrestlers that would kill for that opportunity. Again, R-Truth. Go and ask R-Truth if he'd love to fight Roman Reigns for the title, or does he want to keep doing 24/7 stuff? Because my guess is he'd probably like to face Roman Reigns. Go and ask Tozawa. Go and ask Drew Gulak. Go and ask Dana Brooke. Go and ask Liv Morgan if she would like to face Bianca Belair for the championship. Like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy that they've looked at even the booking and gone, no, that doesn't work for us. That doesn't work for us. I mean, it's crazy. What it seemed like they wanted to do is they want to stay as the tag champs, and they want to get those they want to make the tag team championships feel bigger, right? But WWE doesn't want to do that. WWE, in truth, doesn't really care about the women's tag titles. That's not news. We've known about that for a long time. That's not news. So WWE doesn't care about those women's tag titles. So if they've got no long-term plans for them, why would they want to build them up? Why would they want to build them up? I can completely understand where WWE are coming from on this. Why would you want to build up those women's tag team titles if you've got no long-term plans for them? And I know that people can turn around and go, well, make some long-term plans, but that's not what you want to do. I mean, what Sasha and Naomi are doing is they're forcing WWE to go down a road they have no interest in going down. They do not want those women's tag titles to be massive deals. It's just a way of getting women on the show on a regular basis, giving them some belts and giving them something to do whilst they're not involved with the main event women's belts. And again, I know people will be like, yeah, but the tag belts, they should be made to feel important. But Vince doesn't like tag team wrestling. He's never been a massive fan of tag team wrestling. The teams that get put together are singles women that have got nothing to do. Rhea and Nikki get put in a team. Sasha and Naomi get put in a team. Nia and Shayna get put in a team. It is literally designed. The whole point of it is to get women on TV and give them something to do when they're not in the main event. So Sasha has basically gone into Vince's office and said, I don't want to put over Ronda, and Naomi doesn't want to put over Bianca. What we want to do is we want to make these tag belts more important, and WWE has got no interest in doing it. No interest in doing it whatsoever. So if you're Vince, I mean, what do? You're being held to ransom here by some talent. You've got wrestlers coming in that are saying, I ain't going to do this job for it. I just don't know what you would do in that situation. Because if you start going down that road of trying to make the women's tag titles important, you're going to have to commit to that. And you're going to have to, it's going to change the whole booking. You're going to have to build up that women's division and put a lot more focus on it. And that's just not where they want to be using their energies and their focus. They want to be building up Ronda. They want to be building up Bianca. He's probably got plans in mind for where he wants to head for next year's WrestleMania. The idea that Sasha and Naomi have gone in there and want to completely change the direction of the company because they're not happy. I mean, yeah, by all means, go in and have your say. But guess what? If the answer comes back, no, that's not the direction we want to go in, well, there we go. I mean, there's your answer. You tried, and that's not the direction that they want to go in. I just don't. I don't get it. I really, really do not get it. I don't get it. I don't understand how people side with Sasha and Naomi on this. Because as I said before, if WWE is wrong for not honoring contracts, then the same side of the same coin is that Sasha and Naomi are wrong for not honoring contracts. And I think the people that have been standing up for them are either Sasha stands they'll stand up for Sasha whatever, right? There is an interesting argument. I will concede this one thing, right? One thing I will concede. I have seen people saying, WWE did it first. WWE didn't honor the contracts last year, so now the wrestlers are not honoring the contracts this year, right? My argument to that would be that doesn't make it right, right? Two wrongs do not make a right, okay? If every time you ask a wrestler to do something they don't like, there would be no wrestling. I promise you, there would be no wrestling. Do you think everyone that's about to lose on AEW tonight are thrilled about it? Do you reckon they're thrilled? Because they're probably not. When they turned up to the show tonight to find out they're actually getting booted out the Owen Hart tournament and they're not going to the final, I'd imagine they were a bit disappointed. So what if every one of them wrestlers turns around and says, I'm not losing. I'm not losing tonight. What if you give that power to the wrestlers, what you end up getting is WCW. Do you remember when Hogan and the NW had that like booking power in WCW? It was a car crash. It was a mess. Like the lunatics were running the asylum. You can't get. That's why you have bookers. That's why you have bookers and a creative team. You can't have the wrestlers booking themselves because of course they're all going to put themselves over. Of course they're all going to want to win. Of course they are. I mean, I would. If I was a wrestler in that situation, I would want to put myself over. I would want to win. So I think, like, I understand the argument that people are making of, well, WWE did it first. That argument holds no water for me because they were wrong to do it, but Sasha and Naomi are wrong to do what they did. And even though, like, they're, sticking it to Vince and all that kind of stuff, it's like, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. Because if you start getting other people doing it, and not just in WWE, other companies as well, make no mistake about it, the wrestling world's watching this. If you get people that are unhappy, that are now going to start doing a Sasha and Naomi, you won't have wrestling. You will not have wrestling. There will be no professional wrestling. If wrestlers walk out every time they're unhappy, there will be no professional wrestling. So all these cheerleaders that are waving these Sasha and Naomi flags, maybe want to think about that. Because you have to have losers in order to have winners. And I promise you, no one likes losing. No one likes losing. No one wants to be that guy or girl that's having to put the other person over. I mean, Sasha doesn't think about this and about all the times that people have put her over. What about all the times she's won and people have laid down for her? What if they've refused and walked out on that day? Imagine every person she beat refused to lay down for Sasha. She wouldn't have a career. Simple as that. She wouldn't have a career. This idea that it's acceptable for wrestlers to refuse to do, because of booking. If it was unsafe, that would be different, but there is nothing at the moment to suggest that they didn't feel safe. The person that actually spoke on their behalf has come out and said that he doesn't even know where this Nikki ASH Doudrop stuff came from. He's like, he hasn't got a clue where this has come from. So that's the only kind of thing we've had on their behalf. If they come out, if Sasha comes out and said, look, they wanted us to do this thing and it was unsafe, I would listen. I would listen to that. But as of right now, there is nothing to suggest that it has happened. So, and I just think, honestly, online, there's a lot of people that are trying to stick it to WWE. I think there's a lot of people that are angry at WWE, don't like the current product, don't like Vince, loads of different reasons. They love Sasha, they love Naomi, they like seeing the workers sticking it to the bosses. These are the reasons why people are gravitating towards Naomi and Sasha. For me, I ain't interested in any of that. Forget that it's WWE. Forget that it's Vince. Forget, everything to do with it. This is contracted people refusing to work their contracts. I don't care. I don't care who it is. It's wrong. It's wrong. I mean, what they've been asked to do is not even that bad, as I said. It's not that bad at all. They were. In fact, Naomi was asked to win. Asked to win, but do you know what? Even if both had been asked to lose, I still would not care because that's the wrestling world. That's the wrestling world. You win and you lose. Wins and losses, they happen. They have to happen. Otherwise, every match would be a draw. I've got no sympathy whatsoever. No sympathy whatsoever. I mean, it's not about Sasha and Naomi. again, I really don't want to stick on this subject, and we've only got 6 minutes till AEW starts anyway, but I don't care that it's Sasha and Naomi. If I said this on Monday, if Gunther had done it, if Asuka had done it, if Serena Deeb had done it, if Bryan Danielson had done it, I mean, I don't care the wrestler, Bruno Sammartino had done it. Anyone that walks out on their contract is wrong. When Steve Austin did it, he was wrong. And he has come out and said he was wrong. On Broken Skull Sessions, he has held his hands up and said, it was not the right thing to have done. He regrets it. It's not the right play. It wasn't the right move. And that is a burden, a cross that he's had to carry. Stone Cold did it when he was meant to put over Brock. And Stone Cold was like, that is huge. Me putting over Brock is huge. And you want me to do it on I think it was a SmackDown. You want me to put him over on a SmackDown? And Vince was like, yeah, that's what I want you to do. And Stone Cold didn't want to do that. And so he left. He walked away and left, took his ball, went home, did exactly the same as Sasha and Naomi. So they're far from the first to have ever done this. Far from the first. But I don't care. Any situation, if you are contracted and that is what Vince wants you to do, right? That is what you are paid to do. That is what you are paid to do. Your contract says that you will perform the script for X amount of millions of dollars, right? And that's what Sasha gets in particular. I don't know what Naomi's on, but I know Sasha's in the millions. So Sasha is paid very well. Very, very well. Like the kind of money that a lot of us can only dream of, right? And I think she's really lost perspective on this. Really, really lost perspective. I can totally understand why she was being called spoiled. I can totally understand why producers were flipping out. If I was a producer, I would be flipping out. You've put a show together. I mean, think about, it's hard enough to write the show anyway. To then get to the point where Vince approves it, to get Vince's approval is hard enough. Now all of a sudden you've got to get it agreement with the wrestlers. Now all of a sudden the wrestlers have got to agree. I mean, if everyone takes this attitude, there will be no shows. Because the shows will never make it to TV. Because you would have to check with everyone that they're fine and happy with everything. Are you all right with us? Are you all right losing tonight? Come and have a chat with us. Are you all right with losing tonight? I know it hurts. It makes me angry. It's ridiculous. Not a single fiber in my body is with Naomi and Sasha on this one. Not a single fiber. As I said, if you're going to lay into WWE for not honoring contracts, you have to lay into Sasha and Naomi for not honoring contracts. And if you are applauding Sasha and Naomi for walking out on theirs, well then I don't see how you can lay into WWE for not honoring the contracts. It's double standards. That's double standards. If WWE are meant to honor them, then the wrestlers are meant to honor them, and that's how I feel about it. Anna said, I don't believe the statements from Naomi's mate. They weren't in the room when these things happened, so the info has come from Naomi's own take, so it's not an impartial view. Well, the only thing I'm going to say is that, and Anna, shout out to you, that tweet or series of tweets that went out has been big news. We did a video on it soon. Well, I think it was Jonah that sent it over, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, this is interesting, but it's from a source that I don't know. So I did put it in a video that night, Monday night. There was a video that went out. I did the video during the stream, and I did a video after, and I put that information in it. And I did say during the video, this is from a source which I've never seen before. I don't know if it's legit, but there's some really interesting stuff in here. And if it is true, it is very interesting. And so it's either completely made up, completely fabricated, or it has come direct from Sasha and Naomi. Because as you've just said there, Anna, and I completely agree, if it is true, the information in there could only be known by Sasha and Naomi, talking about going into a room with John Laurinaitis and what was said. Well, to my knowledge, there's only going to be 3 people in that room, John Laurinaitis, Sasha and Naomi. So if that if that tweet is true, then that's got to be, you know, coming from Sasha or Naomi, whoever has, like, you know, told this person this information. I am fully aware that tweet could turn out to be fake, could turn out to be rubbish, could turn out to be someone just trying to get clicks and likes and views and all this kind of stuff, okay? So it could be a load of rubbish. I will concede that. I haven't got a problem conceding that. And it could be that when we hear from Sasha and Naomi, they come out and tell us something really different, really interesting. Like, they wanted us to do what Owen Hart did. They wanted us to come to the ring on a zip wire, and we felt uncomfortable doing it, and we said no, we wouldn't do it. Otherwise, we would go home because we put our safety first. If they say something like that, then all of a sudden I'm totally with them. And I said that during the stream on Monday. I said on Monday, I was like, listen, I think we all wish Owen Hart had just gone home and hadn't, you know, gone forward with that show, of course, because it led to his, you know, tragic early death. And if they come out and say something like that, then I'm with them. All I can comment on is where we are right now and everything we know right now. And everything we know right now just doesn't sit right with me at all. Doesn't sit right with me. But we're going to put all of that on the back burner. I'm sure you lot have been having your say in the chat at the same time. And I hope that you have. If you are someone that sides with Sasha and Naomi, what I will say is I disagree with you. I've got no problems telling you that here and telling you that on Twitter and telling you that anywhere, right? I disagree, and I ain't going to change my mind on it for all of the reasons that I've just said. But if you feel that strongly that, you know, Sasha and Naomi were in the right to do what they did, fair play. Fair play. It's a difference of opinion. I ain't going to change your mind and you ain't going to change mine. And that's how I feel about it. Right, we've got Johnny Elite. John Morrison has come out. Wow, okay, so it turns out that it was John Morrison that was the surprise joker here. I suppose that means we can end this poll then, can't we? Suppose. So, guys, it turns out it was none of those. It was Johnny Elite. So, John Morrison is in AEW. He's got a nice little reaction, in all fairness. Hang on, let's try and get Samoa Joe versus Johnny Elite is the name he's going by. Johnny Elite. John Morrison, look, great indie wrestler when he was on the indie scene. And obviously not used well in WWE at all when he was in there with The Miz. But, you know, when he was Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, he was doing some great work. Very, I don't want to say underappreciated, but maybe by WWE fans, maybe underappreciated. Maybe. Because, I don't think that last run he had was very good. Again, not his fault. Creative. But, yeah, I'm interested to see how he does in AEW. I think that's a pretty interesting sign-in. I'm down for that. Jaden says, how are you? How was your day? I'm good. I'm feeling really good, actually. I had a little nap before the stream, so I think that's probably why I'm, like, so alert, so awake. Sometimes I do these streams, I'm a bit like, just like, you know, it's getting towards sort of the end of the day for me. But no, actually not today. I feel really alert with it, awake, good. So, it's nice to be streaming, actually. It's a weird little schedule we've got now where we stream on a Monday. We do the Wrestling Escape Pod on a Tuesday. We've got this on a Wednesday. And then SmackDown on, like, a Friday, UFC on a Saturday. So, we are there are streams pretty much every day, but, yeah, it's definitely, like, now that we don't do, like, the NXT stream on a Tuesday, definitely I do miss it, if you know what I mean. I do, like, miss not being on this channel streaming. But it's a good miss. It's a good miss. It just makes me, like, more excited for, like, doing the AEW stream and, you know, catching up with you guys, talking about the latest news. I don't think there's been anything that's like been bigger than the Sasha Naomi thing, so I knew that was going to come up. So I'm not too worried that we spent so long on it. But yeah, well, look, another bit of news coming through here that Johnny Impact, John Morrison, is all elite. Jim said maybe the lady Joker, the woman Joker, will be Taya Valkyrie. Crazy Cheat said, you seem a little chipper today. Yeah, I feel great. Honestly, I feel really, really good. It's amazing what just like a little nap will do for you. Just a little quick little nap, little recharge before the stream. Proper, yeah, recharges the batteries. Kick into the body there by Samoa Joe as John Morrison goes down. So we are underway with our first match, and we've had our first Joker of the evening. That Joker is John Morrison. Let's do the poll for the next one, shall we? We did the poll for the first Joker, and turns out it was none of the options. Not any of the options. So let's see if we can do better with this next one. Put in the chat who you think could be the Lady Joker. Who is the Lady Joker? That's the question we're asking. Who is the Lady Joker? Do we think Taya Valkyrie could be? Yeah, I suppose it could, because she is is it the wife of John Morrison? That would make sense. Taya Valkyrie. I don't know if I've spelt it right, but I've gone with it. Nixon Newell, that's a good shout. Nixon Newell. Boom. John Morrison, when did he show up? 6 minutes ago, if that. Candice LeRae. Jeremy said it won't be Ember Moon or Athena. She is at home on Twitch. Is she at home? Where is it? Like, does it look like a background? What background is it? Is it her room? Is it an old episode? Is it pre-recorded? Is she answering the live chat? If she's just there chatting away, blah, 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 yeah, blah, 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 not actually engaging with the live chat, could be pre-recorded. I don't want to get all conspiracy theory, but it would be a really good swerve. It'd be clever, wouldn't it? Oh, it can't be this person because she's live streaming, but actually she isn't. It's pre-recorded. Just saying. Just saying. Paige. Oh, I don't think it'll be Paige. I don't think she'll be clear. If it's Paige, that'll be one of the biggest surprises of the year. Edward said, I'm not going to make AEW. You've made it. It's on. You're at the dance. It's like saying you're not going to make it to the dance whilst you're actually in the room dancing. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to make it to AEW. It's here. It's been on for 7 minutes. Not only are you at the dance, but you've got a drink in your hand, and you're bopping along to Saturday Night Fever. Nia is a good call. Okay, I'll put Nia. She's not like most girls. Do I go with Athena? CJ Perry. CJ Perry's a good shout. Would they want her? No disrespect, but it felt like Lana was a manager that was shoehorned into being a wrestler. Like, would they... Does she even want to wrestle? I don't know. It's making me pull that face. It's not Paige. Paige is still under contract with WWE. Eva Marie, says Jim. That makes me pull that face as well. Taya Valkyrie, Nixon Newell, Nia Jax, AJ Lee. I don't think it'll be AJ. She's in it with that Women of Wrestling, isn't it? Anna says, bring me Eva Marie, damn it. It'll be Naomi. It's going to be Naomi, guys. Sasha and Naomi. They've got a 30-minute non-compete clause in their contract. Not 30 days. It's 30 hours. 30 hours. They've got a 30-hour non-compete. So that means they can make it to AEW Dynamite. It's going to be Johnny Ace with the tag belts. It's going to be Johnny Ace's desk. Taya Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai. Oh, yeah, Dakota Kai. Taya and AJ. How long's it been for Dakota Kai since she was released? It's not 30 days, though, is it, when you're down in NXT? She's going by the name King Kota as well, which I think sounds really cool. Let me just have a look. Dakota Kai, when was she released? Dakota Kai news. 3 weeks ago. Now, I don't think it's 30 days. I think it's... is it 30 days in NXT? I'll put her. I don't feel great about it. Because she might not be able to. Dakota Kai. I've got a feeling it's not 30 days in NXT. 3 weeks ago is when she was released. Okay, I've done it. Let's see if we can get this completely wrong again. Our first one had nothing to do with anyone that it turned out to be. Maybe we can do that with this one as well. Right, kicks and strikes coming in by Johnny Elite. He's trying to pick up Samoa Joe on his shoulders. Straight across the back. Knee coming into the body by Samoa Joe. Big chop by Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe going for the pin. 2. Kick out. Kick out by Johnny Elite. John Morrison going over to the corner. I think it's 30 for NXT. 60 for the main roster. 90 for the main roster. 90. Is it 90 for the main roster? 90 day. I think it could be in it. Could be. I'm getting all mixed up. Perhaps it is 30 for NXT, 90 for the main roster. God, 90 days is a long time, innit? That's 3 months. That's a long time. Yeah, you could be right. Could be right. Perhaps Dakota Kai's a no-go. I just happened to see a big Samoan drop there by Johnny Elite. Johnny Elite up top. Samoa Joe is down. Not great. That splash was not great. 2. Shoulder up by Samoa Joe. He seemed to land on his knees first. He sort of like came off the top, landed on his knees, and then sort of just flopped onto Joe. I don't... honestly, sometimes these wrestlers go for these moves that, you know, look spectacular, but it'd just be better if they did a frog splash. If you did a giant splash off the top, it would just be better. Knees up by Samoa Joe. Slaps. Open-handed shots. Muscle Buster. That's a great thing. I don't know why they stopped him doing that in WWE. The Muscle Buster. He was doing it in NXT. It's such a great move. Of course, there's people that have come down and beaten up Joe. Here's Satnam Singh. It's good, though. I love the Muscle Buster finish. I'm really pleased he's got that back. I wish Joe had just won, though. I don't need all this. They cracked him over the shoulder with a steel pipe. Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh have come down. Now that's bringing down... okay, it's chased him out the ring. Oh, I wish he'd just won. I wish he'd just won and he was celebrating. Okay, well, there we go. First match. Not bad. Not a bad first match. Nice little surprise. I think Johnny Elite's good. Good addition to the roster. I do think, though, as we've just seen in that match, he does go for those flippity flops a bit too much. And when they, you know, if you don't land them, they do look weak. Okay, we're just seeing the Kyle O'Reilly, Ray Phoenix. The winner of that will face Samoa Joe. That will be the one semi-final. The other semi-final is, we're going to get that tonight. That's Jeff Hardy against Adam Cole. So either Jeff Hardy or Adam Cole will go through to the final. And that's coming up soon, isn't it? Double or Nothing, I think. Double or Nothing? Am I making that up? I've got a feeling it's like end of the month. I don't think it's that far away. Double or Nothing. When are you? You are May. 22nd of May, is it? When are you? 29th of May. 29th of May. Double or Nothing. So far, we've got Hook and Danhausen against Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. We've got the Owen Hart final. We don't know who that is yet. We got the Women's Owen Hart final. We don't know who that is yet. We've got Thunder Rosa against Serena Deeb. And we've got Hangman against CM Punk. Those are the matches that we've got. And 29th, so 10 days. We have to make some progress here with some of these matches. I'm guessing Samoa Joe won't win. And he'll probably face Satnam Singh. And then, so that would mean that it's going to be whoever wins out of Kyle O'Reilly or Ray Phoenix. Kyle O'Reilly or Ray Phoenix will probably get to the final. Because I'm guessing Samoa Joe won't. And we get Samoa Joe against Satnam Singh. Seems like they're giving that feud quite a bit of focus. We've got Hardys and we've got Young Bucks. Wild Card Wednesday is what they're calling this. And coming up next, we've got CM Punk. CM Punk making his way down. CM Punk. He's not... Is this the title match? CM Punk is going to be special guest commentator, so I'm guessing this is going to be actually Hangman versus Takeshita. Okay. Second match. I said I would make the stream, but what I meant is that I won't be watching AEW. Okay. Huge pop for Punk. Take that, Eric Bischoff, says Master Chief. Cliff Beaver said Hook should be dominating in singles and winning best hair competitions. Adam said, how are you? Wembley tickets secured for Saturday. Hopefully Wickham get promoted. Adam, shout out to you, buds. Yeah, that'd be great news. I hope they do it. I know you've been a big fan of Wickham for a long time, so... yeah, good luck. The Muscle Buster was banned after Joe accidentally injured Tyson Kidd. I'm glad it's back. I feel like, you know, those kind of injuries are they're gonna happen. You know, people get injured. I mean, look at Big E. Big E got injured off a belly to belly. I don't think that means we need to ban the belly to belly. But yeah, that's a shame. I think it's a great looking move. Obviously, you want it to be safe. You don't want wrestlers getting injured, but he's done it thousands of times. So, yeah, I'm glad that it's back. Dakota Kai's got a 30-day contract, says Tony. Okay, thank you. Here's Hangman. Jeremy said, AEW only does quick backstage segments. They have limited the number of segments a lot. Here's Hangman. This seems a bit strange to do a title match on Dynamite this close to... First of all, I have no idea how Takeshita is eligible for this. And also, I think we all know that it is not going to be Takeshita taking on CM Punk at Double or Nothing, so it's a little strange to do it like 10 days out. Certainly AEW not alone. We've seen it many times in WWE, so they're certainly not alone in booking a title match this close to a pay-per-view. We've seen it many, I was going to say thousands, and maybe it has been, but probably not. On the outside, nice fall-away slam. I don't think it's a title match. Oh, is it not a title match? If it's not a title match, then fair play. Fair play. I was under the impression it was. Fair play. If it's not a title match, fair play. Right, crowds are with Hangman as he throws Takeshita. Nice, over the top to the outsides. He comes crashing back down on Hangman. Anyone thinking this shirt makes Punk a heel, that says more about you than it does about him, says Tyler. Elbows to the side of the heads. Nice, Hangman landing on his feet, goes over to the corner. Up top, nice, pushed, hanging on that top rope. Anyone know where I can stream Dynamite? Depends where you are. I mean, I'd imagine it's probably on Watch Wrestling, but to be honest, I don't ever use Watch Wrestling. I used to go on it a little bit, but I think it constantly keeps moving, doesn't it? So I have no idea if it's still even there, to be honest. I know it has to keep moving and keep avoiding being shut down. Wardlow is going to take 10 lashes. That's coming up next. Kyle O'Reilly against Rey Fenix. As I said, I think there's a great chance the winner of that will go to the final. Because it does feel this close to the pay-per-view like Samoa Joe is probably going to take on Satnam Singh. I mean, that's been building for a while now, so... Unless Samoa Joe gets to the final and Satnam Singh costs him again, they could go that way. Hangman with moonsault to the outside. Punk. What does the shirt say? They showed it. It was like, I can't remember what it said. It was something to do with abortion or something. I don't know. I'm not just saying that to avoid the conversation. I would imagine you know by now that we don't avoid those kinds of conversations, but because what's the point in skirting around issues? But I genuinely didn't see it. I did see the word abortion, but I didn't see what the rest of it said. Kick by Hangman with a massive boot. I think it'll be Cole versus Joe at Double or Nothing, says to heel. That guy versus Joe was Johnny Nitro, yes. Lucha Underground was wild. Takeshita did a lot. I don't think he'll win, but I'm glad he's there. Josh, hello. Shout out to you. Legend Killer, hello. Hope you are well. Abortion rights are human rights. That's what it says on Punk shirt. Okay, thank you. GM Strong. Daniel said, I think the Regal and Jericho face-to-face segment will be great. Both are brilliant on the microphone. Are you excited for that? Yeah, definitely. Anything involving Regal has got my attention. I would like to see Jericho leaning into the wizard thing more. I think that if they are going to take the mick out of sports entertainment, which is what he's doing, by, saying that he's a sports entertainer and, it's better than pro wrestling and all this, right? I mean, it's clear what they're doing. I feel like you should lean more into it. Like, do you know what I mean? If he's going to call himself the Wizard, then I wish he would, like, wizard himself up a little bit more. I don't need him to come down looking like Oz. I don't need him to come down looking like, full-on wizard attire. But I think, like, you could definitely lean into it a little bit more. I think they all could. I think considering they're meant to represent sports entertainment, they look, as a group, really bland. I'd say that's the problem with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Even if you, like, they call themselves the Jericho Appreciation Society. Isn't, like, one of the most obvious things you would do with that group is put them all in T-shirts with giant Jericho faces on? Like, that would just seem like a really obvious thing to do. If they appreciate Jericho, would they not want to, like, have a giant shirt of his face? But they don't have anything like that. And, as I said, they talk about being into sports entertainment, and I wish they would lean into it more. Like, they could give themselves, like, funny names and... Do you know what I mean? Like, chop off their first names. So they all just use their surnames now. Like, if you're going to go after that sports entertainment thing, go after it. So, I really like William Regal. I always have. But and Jericho, obviously, he is a legend. But I just think this current gimmick he's got, I think there's something to it. But I'd like to see them go further. I'd like to see them do more with it. Because at the moment, it does feel, like, bland. It does not feel anywhere near as exciting as, like, the Inner Circle. I think the Inner Circle, they were good, they were strong. Like, every member felt like they were playing a part. I'm going to be honest, I can't even name the members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. I know it's 2.0, and Hager, and is Danny Garcia with them? I can't even remember. And Jericho. But I can't tell you the names of the 2.0 guys. And I think that's a little bit of a problem. I think they need to give them some matches and kind of get them over and start to, really establish them. Like, Santana and Ortiz were an amazing tag team. Sammy was, an amazing solo wrestler. Sort of feel like we haven't really got these guys branching out yet. So I'll be interested in that segment. I really like Jericho and Regal, but I do feel like there's work that needs to be done with the jazz. The jazz. Both guys are down at the moment in the ring. Aubrey the ref. Hangman starting to move. The kid is getting too much offense on the world champion, says Junior. Heather said Cesaro was streaming last night. He is fine. Was there rumors he was not fine? I hope that he comes in to AEW eventually. Wardlow is taking 10 lashes coming up next. Dakota Kai, is her 90 days up or is it 30? We think it's 30, but to be honest, I didn't even know if it was that long. So she still might not be eligible. It's tricky to know who it might be. My first reaction was Mia Yim, but that's always my reaction. And now that she's in Impact, isn't she? But if is she proper signed with Impact? It's not just a one-off appearance or anything. Because if she's proper signed with Impact, then it's not happening, is it? But, could she have made a one-off appearance, maybe? And actually signed with AEW, maybe? She's a great wrestler. And Keith Lee's in there, so... I left her off because of the Impact thing. Against the ropes goes Hangman rolled up. That's true. Inner Circle was awesome. Jericho Appreciation Society just sort of sucks. Well, I just don't think they've done enough with them at the moment. I'm not saying that it's going to fail. Yeah, this guy is getting way too much in on Hangman here. Knee strike. 1, 2, 2.5. I wish there was a guy who felt like Vader or Bam Bam. Crowd are loving this match. Trying to pick up Hangman. It's lovely. That was really well done. That was lovely. He picks him up, holds him, and then arches into a beautiful German. But I think he's hurt his own head there. Has he hurt his own neck? Oh dear, what's happening? Okay, so Hangman has got an opportunity here. He was just Germaned, but looking for a knee strike. Forearm strike. Forearm coming back. Against the ropes. Oh, lovely. Rolling elbow by Hangman. Hangman looks over at CM Punk. Looks like Hangman is coming back into this. Mia Yim only signed for 6 months in Impact, so she could go to AEW after. Okay. Interesting. Wrestling Wriggle said, I hope Athena shows up as the other Joker. Well, the only reason I didn't put her is because people are saying that she was live on Twitch right now. So that was the only reason I didn't put her. Otherwise, I would have gone with her over, like, Dakota. Dakota's new name is King Kota, which I absolutely love. I think she's used it before, but I said I can see her coming out with, like, a really cool, like, hip-hop kind of track. Entrance music. Something that's got a real good vibe to it. And I'd love to see her coming out in, like, just a crown. Nothing extravagant like WWE have. Just literally, you know, like a little crown thing. She can wear it, like, slightly on the skew. And she can come out with, like, a bit of a hip-hop kind of track. And I think she would be cool. There's something really cool about calling a woman a king. King Kota. I just love it. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Hangman's picked up the win here. She'd be a great addition to AEW. She'd be an absolutely brilliant addition because she can go, man. Her kicks are brilliant. Her kick, and if she gets known for that as well, like she's like got that cool kind of vibe. King Kota. She makes her way down, and she's known. Her matches are known. She is going to kick you to hell and back. Like, bang, 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 in the corner, just laying in the kicks. She's obviously got that, like, haluva that she uses as well. But, yeah. I'd love to see her go to AEW. I think it's such a shame they couldn't... You know, it's such a shame that in NXT they just had her, like, nervous and twitching and talking to an invisible friend that wasn't there. I think it's such a shame. Right, so CM Punk staring at Hangman. Hangman pacing around in the ring. Puts his arms in the air. CM Punk. This isn't the go home. Got one more week to go. So next week is our go home for Double or Nothing. So we've got Hangman holding up that AEW championship to CM Punk. CM Punk's walking towards Hangman. JR said these two are so ready. And they're both... CM Punk chants from the crowd. What I do like about this feud is I really like CM Punk feels like CM Punk. I think since he's been in AEW, understandably, there's been a long time of CM Punk's back. oh, isn't it great we get to watch CM Punk again? CM Punk, it's his first match, his debut on Dynamite. It's his second match. It's his 3-0. Can he keep his little win streak going? Like, it's always felt like CM Punk's back, right? But now, this I would say, for me personally, feels like the first feud where it's CM Punk of old. And I feel like I'm not watching this and CM Punk's back. Now it's like the old CM Punk trying to get the belt. And some people would probably say the MJF feud felt that way for them. The MJF feud didn't quite hit the mark for me personally. But I can understand why people really, really enjoyed it. I can understand it, why they did. But this is the feud that for me so far has felt like, yeah, this is the first time CM Punk's really just back. And we're not watching him because it's CM Punk, can you believe he's back? We're watching it and it feels like the CM Punk of old. Kind of, he's got a bit of a swagger to him. There's a bit of attitude in there. I think Hangman showing a bit of attitude kind of makes him feel a bit more interesting as well. So, yeah. I'm into the title match. I don't know that I would pull the trigger and put the belt on CM Punk, but it could happen. I mean, at Double or Nothing, we could get a new champion. I feel like they're probably going to stick with Hangman. But they could, listen, when you're fighting for ratings and your ratings are struggling, like all of wrestling is struggling, maybe not the worst idea to finally pull the trigger and put the belt on the biggest star you've got. And dare I say CM Punk is the biggest star they've got? I'd say probably at the moment. It's probably him or Daniel Bryan. And what Bryan Danielson is doing in Blackpool Combat Club, he's quite content over there. Maybe Jericho's the biggest star they've got. Could be Jericho. But I feel like... Again, he's busy with the Appreciation Society stuff, so I feel like I can see it making sense to put the belt on CM Punk, but I think they'll keep it on Hangman. It's good. I don't mind that main event. Sasha and Naomi turned in their catering cards. I mean, belts, says Zoom Station. Takashita. Do you know what? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it now. Because I did catch Excalibur pronouncing it, and he pronounced it different. But regardless, he is so good. Some of the moves he's been doing here, he's been selling that over the match. He's fine. Oh, what his neck was just him selling. The actual when he picked him up and did that deadlift German, it looked great. The way that he landed, I couldn't see him landing on his neck or his shoulder or anything. So if he was just selling, he did a really good job of selling it. He reminds me a bit of like Wheeler Yuta in the sense of a really good, promising up-and-comer that, is just kind of starting out. They sort of feel like young lions, don't they? Sort of feel a bit like young lions, people that are really good. They've got the fundamentals and more. Like they are just great wrestlers, and I'm sure they'll go on to have very successful careers. I don't know can he speak English? I don't know. If he can't speak English, that might hold him back. Might. It also might not be a problem because if you put a manager with him, then that would be fine. They could do the talking for him. Fuego. Punk is a bigger star than Hangman, says Zoom Station. Jens Keller said, I think it'd be great if Punk and Serena would get together and both win titles. That could be fun. Here's Swerve. Hollywood Guy, hello. Shout out to you. Says, what's up? Guy Days, do you think that Samoa and Morrison will go to Ring of Honor permanently? If not, who do you think will go there? I could imagine they'll put some stars in there to give it a little boost at the start. But I would have to think long term the plan is to make it NXT and it will be the developmental for AEW. Someone like Samoa Joe is, clearly established, clearly Dynamite caliber. And so it wouldn't surprise me if they use him for, 3 months, 6 months, and then take him out and have him permanently on Dynamite, and then maybe put someone else down there. Ring of Honor will almost certainly have star power. They're going to want to give you reasons to watch it. I mean, hardcore fans will watch it anyway, because they'll just, your James Chadwicks of the world will watch it regardless. But I think for, those of us that maybe aren't in a rush to add another show to our schedule, they'll give you reasons to tune in. So I could see it being what it was. I mean, really, it was King of the Indies, and I think it'll go back to being King of the Indies. And I think your Takashita, or however you pronounce it, your Wheeler Yutas, your Sky Blues, all those kind of people, I think they will call Ring of Honor home. And when they want to move someone up like Takashita, they will do that, bring them to Dynamite, try them out, and whatever. If it doesn't work, they can always move them back. If it does, well done. You're on Dynamite and Rampage now. So I think it's probably going to be like that, where they'll use a bit of star power just to get it established. But I don't think they'll be there forever. Maybe it could be even, for someone like Samoa Joe, dare I say, a bit of a retirement home. If you've got someone like Samoa Joe who's maybe a little bit more limited in ring because of injuries, and you don't really have any plans to use them on Dynamite because of those limitations, you could always put him into Ring of Honor and have him kind of do a wrestler trainer role. I suppose in a way a bit like what they did with WWE. Vince let him go, but Triple H snapped him up as soon as he was let go and signed him to NXT. And so then, he was kind of working in NXT, wasn't he? So it's very hard to say as to who's going to go where. But I would say that right now, Samoa Joe's still new. I think they see potential in him, that they can get something out of him. I think they'll keep him on Dynamite and whatever. But if he does go to Ring of Honor for a few months, I could see that happening. He is one of their champions. Right, we've got... Is that JD Drake? Is that JD Drake? We've got Keith Lee and Swerve in a match anyway. I know that much. Ernesto, shout out to you. I hope you are well. Against the ropes goes Keith Lee. I don't know this guy, do I? I don't recognise his hair. Pretty sure I would recognise his hair. He looks like a poor man's Corey Graves. 1, 2, 3, and that's a win for Keith Lee and Swerve. The match is over. It's done. It's done, mate. I heard that we were getting Simon Miller as a Ring of Honor champion, says Almighty Nick. Cliff Beavers says Samoa Joe is a gangster. William says, shout out to the chat. Thank you for being somewhat behaved. It's an honor to moderate these streams. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's nice, isn't it? William, shout out to you. James said, if we don't get Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door, that will be a missed opportunity. True. The only thing I would say, though, is there's every chance this becomes a bit of a annual thing. I think this won't be a relationship that they would want to lose. It's, New Japan's been around for so long, and they've got such a good ability at creating stars and bringing through new names that I could see this being... I don't know if it'll be annual, but something they could turn to once in a while. So I'd like that match. But if we don't get it, maybe there's a chance we get it at some point. I know Bryan Danielson wants it. Okay, so Keith Lee says that he and Swerve are now a top 5 ranked tag team. Okay, we've got some music. Who is this? I don't know this music. Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks making their way down. He says, that's enough talking from you, Rex from Toy Story. He said that to Keith Lee. Keith Lee is understandably not in WWE. He needs to cut back on the carbs. He could be a great big man, says Cliff. Who's the Joker for Samoa Joe? That match happened. It was John Morrison. John Morrison, but his Swerve. Okay, now we've got Jurassic Express coming out. Keith Lee needs to hit the gym. Someone in the crowd dressed as Scooby-Doo. Fair play. Okay, we've got Jurassic Express. Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, Christian. Your opinion, Blood Guts War Games. Rumour is Blackpool Combat Club versus JAS. That'll be good. I loved the Blood and Guts match. My only problem with it was the ending. I just didn't like Jericho being pushed off onto what was clearly cardboard, like, you know, soft landing platform that shouldn't have been there. That, like, the match that was happening actually in the ring, I thought was really good. Like, it was quite brutal. There was people being shoved down, like, the side of the ring. So there was, like, a gap like this big between the ring and the cage. The cage didn't quite just sit on the ring. It went just a little over. And there was, like, people falling down the gap that were, like, scrunched up against the cage. And, you know, there was blood and people, like, getting smashed with weapons. And it really felt like a great way to end a faction war. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it does feel like that kind of full stop. Like what a cage match used to be. Like what a Hell in a Cell is. Like what a War Games is. I really loved it. And I loved the roof as well. I'm so tired of seeing people jumping off War Games. You know, the one that NXT does. Seeing people climb up and jump off that, you know, I've just seen it. I'm just desensitized to it now, to be honest. I'd much rather they put a roof on it and we just get a brutal battle inside a cage. And that's what it was. And it was great. And then my only problem with it was when they climbed up and, you know, did that little Jericho thing. So I think as long as we can, for me personally, avoid anything like that and just have a brutal match in the ring, I think I'd be down for watching that. And Blackpool Combat Club, that'll be a lot of fun, man. That'll be a lot of fun. Moxley in that environment, like, do you know what I mean? Like a lion in the jungle. We're backstage with Chris Statlander. She is looking less. She is less alien now, isn't she? Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill arrives. I sort of feel like Chris Statlander doesn't feel like a big star these days. There was a time where she felt like, you know, quite a big deal. She doesn't really feel that way now. Wrestle Andy, hello. Could the Joker be AJ? Listen, if it is AJ, that'll be flipping huge. That will be huge. Could it be AJ? I don't think it will be because she's doing that Women of Wrestling thing, and that's still not got off the ground yet. So I don't expect it to be her. But if it is, I mean, I don't think you could get anyone a female bigger. I don't think you could. I mean, who's the biggest female? Trish. The biggest available in Trish is probably under a WWE contract anyway. Paige would be a big deal, but Paige, is not cleared to wrestle, to my knowledge. But yeah, if it was AJ, that'd be incredible. MJF trying to say Houston, Texas, but he can't. He keeps going to throw up every time he says it. Cesaro for the men's Joker, Ember Moon for the female, says Jason. What if Moxley went to WWE? I think he could in the distant future, but I think it would go in the Hall of Fame with the Shield. I don't see him going back to WWE because he doesn't need them. They don't need him. They would only need him to do a Shield reunion, and that, you know, there could be some scope there to do a Shield reunion. They can't do a Shield reunion without him. But I don't think WWE need him. I don't think he needs them. He doesn't work a WWE style. He loves the death match. I was just talking for about 5 minutes or so, going blah 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 blah, and chatting away normally, and all I got was people going, "What a face to freeze on." And I was like, "Can you not see me?" And no one was answering me. And I was like, "Oh. I think I've lagged. I think I've crashed. I think I've crash bandicooted." But hopefully we're back. Although it's hard. Everything's wobbling all over the place here. Even this reliable router is being... Hopefully we're back. Hopefully we is back, baby. I don't know that we are, but hopefully we are. Can I just say, I am feeling a little bit confident that you can see this, because the indicators I've got are saying that we're all good. But until I actually get to YouTube, I won't know that you can see this. But yeah, I was literally just sat here chatting to myself, I'd say for a good 5 minutes. And all I could see in the chat was people going, why is it froze on that? Why is it froze on that face? And all this kind of stuff. Why is he not reacting? And I was like, I am reacting. And then someone said, I bet he's run upstairs. I was like, what? I'm sat right here. I haven't moved. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, everything just kind of went, so I don't know what that was. My phone still has not returned. My phone is showing hotspot coverage. Hotspot coverage, I tell you. Not even 4G. I've got, what is it? H+. I don't even know what that means. I think that was like hospital coverage or something. So, my phone's dead. The AEW stream just froze. This stream crashed. So, I don't know what that was. They don't all use the same system. I mean, obviously, my phone uses 4G. This is connected to the house. This is connected to a different router. And they all went down. So, there must have been an internet issue or something in the area. Don't know. A wobble, but we're back. To be truthful, I didn't even see the whippings because that froze. When it came back, Sean Spears was beating up Wardlow and then pinned him. And MJF counted, so I don't know. It was a segment where Wardlow got beat up. That's what I know. But I didn't actually get a chance to see it. But that's all right. I did say earlier I wouldn't watch it because it felt a bit kinky. Even my internet knew that was a little bit dirty. Even my internet knew it was like, oh, it's a bit seedy, this is. Don't know how I feel about this. I don't think you should watch this. Kinky. So my internet actually saved me there. But we are back. So that was the MJF segment. MJF lost his composure. It was MJF's fault. You made him mad, says Hollywood Guy. Listen, he's not the only one that's mad. I actually think this has been a decent little show. And then the stream crashes. So now I'm mad. Now I'm annoyed. Right. MJF had him whipped 9 times. Wardlow didn't react. And then MJF got livid. And on the final whip, kicked him low from behind and then beat him up with spears. That sounds bad. Beating him up with spears. Sean Spears. Right. Here is Kyle O'Reilly. We're moving on. We are going into what I like to call, I don't know what you call it, but I like to call the final hour of the show. That's what I like to call it. So we've got Kyle O'Reilly making his way down. He is going to be in action. Taking on Ray Phoenix. O'Reilly versus Phoenix. Winner will face Samoa Joseph. Ba-bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum. Is that Ray Phoenix? I don't know why. For a second then it looked like Fuego del Sol. Is that Fuego? Here are Death Triangle. Ray Phoenix with Penta, Oscuro, Pac, and Alex Abrahantes. Thumbnail pick mentioned Sasha Banks join All Elite very soon. Liv Morgan join Bullet Club, says Ramit. Liz Jericho said, what have I missed? You've missed loads. Loads. Johnny Elite is in AEW now. John Morrison. John Morrison is All Elite. And you missed, and I missed, Wardlow getting lashed. And Keith Lee and Swerve picked up a win. Has there been anything else? Can't remember. But now we're underway with this. It's been alright. It's been alright. Oh, Hangman. Hangman won. And then he stared at CM Punk. 1, 2 for Phoenix. I prefer the entrance than them wearing robes and chanting evil stuff. Who do you think the Joker is? I genuinely don't know. A few weeks ago, I would have said Mia Yim. But she is now in Impact, so I don't believe it is her. If it's going to be at the end of the show, then it's going to feel like a big deal, to be honest. I mean, it is Britt Baker, though. Britt Baker's a big deal. So, I don't know. Taya Valkyrie, Nixon Newell, Nia Jax. Would this crowd be excited if it was Nia Jax? My gut feeling is no. That's my gut feeling. If it's AJ Lee, then that's going to be a monster moment. If it's Paige, that'll be a monster moment. I don't know who it's going to be, to be honest. I don't know. Aren't you streaming Liverpool Villa on the 22nd? No, because we're doing all games kick off at the same time. And I don't actually think any of those games are on TV here in the UK. So I think the only way you can watch them, I think, is like, right, we're going over to such and such now. I mean, we will be live for those final games, but we won't specifically be watching the Liverpool Villa game, but we'll be watching all games because everything is on the same time. It's the last day of the season, innit? On Sunday. Phoenix goes up, gets caught in a triangle. Triangle by Kyle O'Reilly. Paige is still with WWE, says Mallet. Ember would be big because this is Texas. Want to lose an audience? Bring out Nia Jax. Is this show Double or Nothing? When is Double or Nothing? We looked earlier, 29th. 29th. Wolves versus Liverpool and Villa and Man City are on Sky Sports. What, the actual games? On the fantasy football thing, it didn't have any listed. That's normally where I get that information from. Oh, no, you're right. They've listed it now. Oh, I know no one is going to believe me, right? And that's fine. But these were not being shown on Sky. It didn't say any Sky Sports the other day at all. Like, all the games were just on at 4. But now they have added those as being on Sky. So I don't know when that got confirmed. But we will... I don't know what we'll be watching, to be honest. We'll just flick and go where we need to go. I mean, there's going to be so much happening. It's not Liverpool Villa, it's Liverpool Wolves and City Villa. They're both on TV, says Greg. Could it be Athena and her live stream is recorded? Could be, potentially. Without watching it, I don't know if she's actually interacting with people. Right, we are on the outside with Phoenix and Kyle. Phoenix going down to his knees. I believe you. It was only added a day ago. Oh, thank you, James. As long as someone believes me, because I went to set up the stream for it, and it didn't have any games listed, so that's why I've had to go with like the final day kind of graphic thumbnail, and not really be specific. So now you're telling me they've added these games. I'm like, oh my god, what? It's just like the other day when I went to stream that game, that Man City game, and I had it all set up, and I went to stream it at 4:30, and it actually started at like 2:30, because they changed it the few weeks before, and I hadn't seen. It's a right bind, let me tell you. It's a right bind. We are on the outside. We're right in front of Scooby-Doo. We are right in front of Scooby-Doo. Kyle O'Reilly throwing Ray Phoenix back into the ring. Kyle O'Reilly has got Phoenix down on the ground. Phoenix going over to the ropes. Knee coming into the back by Kyle O'Reilly. Ray Phoenix over by the ropes. Knee strike there by Kyle O'Reilly. And he's pulling, I think he was pulling at the elbow pad there. Imagine if the Joker is Camille, says James. That'd be pretty cool. She's great. She's been in AEW before. When they had that little relationship, which I don't know if it's still on, to be honest. But AEW seemingly took a load of wrestlers from NWA. In return, they sort of worked with them for a month or so, and that was that. But Ricky Starks and Eddie Kingston and Thunder Rosa, they all came out of NWA. We were enjoying them when we was watching NWA Power last year, and we were doing those Tuesday streams. We were watching Eddie Kingston and Thunder Rosa and Ricky Starks and Nick Aldis, and it's good. Some really great talent. There probably still is. But, yeah, it was. You knew when you was watching it that this was something special, something really good. If you want to, I mean, like, I think all those old episodes are still on YouTube, so you'd be able to watch them. And you'd be able to see, like, old Thunder Rosa matches from only from a year or so ago, a couple of years ago. And you'd be able to watch Eddie Kingston, and it's all. I think they're all on YouTube still. I think, anyway. I haven't checked them out in a long, long time, but we was watching them every Tuesday. Nice kick there by Phoenix. So, yeah, Camille, I think, is their current women's champion. She's got a great size to her. great opponent for Jade Cargill. The only problem is maybe a bit too credible. Like, Jade Cargill's like this big, muscular monster, and that's exactly what Camille is. I say monster in a nice way. In a respectful way. In a imposing way. Right, 2 count there for Phoenix. Tessa, but she'd have a lot of explaining to do and groveling to wrestlers for forgiveness. Imagine if it's Britt Baker against Jamie Hayter, says Amin, in the finals of the Owen Hart tournament. After last week, I'm really high on Jamie Hayter, you know. There was parts of that match that I was really impressed with from her. 2 count for Phoenix. Yeah, Jamie Hayter, man. She did well last week. I think it was her against Toni Storm. The overall match was fine. But Jamie Hayter, I thought, had some really nice moments in it. And she's just starting to, in my eyes, sort of find her feet and really start to emerge from the shadow of Britt Baker. I didn't know who she was, to be honest, when she first arrived. I've only known of her since she's been on AEW. High kick by Phoenix. Going over to the corner. Ooh, gets caught. Double underhooks. Gets planted by Kyle O'Reilly. He's trying to pick him up. He has managed to get him up, but Phoenix drives O'Reilly back in the corner. Forearm strike. Big boot. Goes to run over, jumps up. Oh, lovely kick. Lovely kick by Phoenix. That kick is beautiful. Goes over to the rope, springs off. Kind of like a roundhouse kick. Nice, snap German. O'Reilly goes through the ropes, goes for a clothesline. Phoenix through the ropes. He goes for a kick, but I think misses with it. Vape Ross Vape said Joker is going to be Amber. Makes the most sense to book it. Who's Amber? Who's Amber? Amber Heard. Do we mean Ember? Ember Moon? Or are we talking about a different girl? I think it's just a misspelling and it's Ember, but I don't know. I could believe there is a girl, maybe in Impact, that's called Amber. Kyle getting up to his feet. Chop coming in. Book Amber. Who the hell's Amber? Days would lose his shiz if it was Kairi Sane. Oh, I love Kairi Sane. We'd have a Kabuki Warrior in AEW. That'd be fun. Athena. I can see it being Amber Moon. It's Ember. It's not Amber. Is that what she's going by now? Is she calling her new name Amber? Is she calling herself Amber Moon? Is that how she's getting around it? If that's, I haven't heard if that's what she. I don't know what she's calling herself. I thought she was calling herself Athena. Phoenix up top, walking the ropes. Head scissors to the outside. Lovely. Nice roll through. Oh, gets caught. Armbar. Phoenix trying to prevent it. Kyle O'Reilly trying to get the armbar. He's pulling on it. Phoenix is doing what he can to try and prevent it. And there it is. He has broken it. Wow, Kyle O'Reilly puts an armbar on Phoenix, gets the win. I like that. I like the win by armbar. That match was better than I was anticipating, to be honest. That match was better than I expected. Anna says, Power 2 years ago before the world caught fire. Is it 2 years now? Was it 2 years? Yeah, I can believe that. Wow, 2 years ago we were watching that. Whew. How time flies, eh, when you have a worldwide pandemic. How time flies when you're focused on a worldwide pandemic. Anna, appreciate it. Shout out to you. Athena is very talented. It's Ember, not Amber. Check your facts, people. Check your facts. That is a red chest, says Jonathan. AEW is borrowing Amber. It is sad. Then it will be Joe versus Cole, because no way it will be Kyle versus Cole, says Heather. Tarek, hello, shout out to you. They call it Amber Moon, what AEW will call it. I don't know. I think she's going by the name Athena, which is the name I believe she used before she joined NXT. So I don't know. I think Ember Moon was completely made up by WWE. So I don't think they would change it to Amber Moon. Maybe they would. I don't know. I haven't heard anything that's been rumored though. If she arrives, and I hope it's her because I do like her. I think she would go with Athena. I think she would go with that name. I've been to Hickory's. We went 3 weeks ago. No way! Have you? Have you? No way. That's really cool. I was so impressed. That will mean nothing to anyone that's here right now. But Wall Heath is obviously just a stone's throw. It's really not far from Stourbridge at all. So I've been to Wall Heath a few times for various different reasons. And I've never been in that place. And I heard that they'd redone it up as an American-themed restaurant. And we were actually going to Stourbridge for a meal, and we drove past it, and we were like, oh, that looks good. And so we ended up changing our plans and going there instead, as we had, driven past it. So, yeah, we went there, and it was great. It was really lovely food, lovely service. I was sort of hoping it was going to be a bit rubbish, because that would have made a great story for the Wrestling Escape Pod. I can't lie, it was great. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. So I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Isn't that funny? I went last week. You went 3 weeks ago. We're like ships in the night, Anna. We're like ships in the night. Josh says, is it Britt Baker that the Joker is facing? Yes. J14 said Athena is from Texas, and that is where AEW is tonight. Was Athena Twitch streaming in Texas? I'm asking for a friend. Athena, Amber, Debbie, Sally Sue, whatever that woman is called. Sally Sue. Suey. Right, we've got Brian Danielson. So this is going to be the Jericho Regal F2F. Here is William Regal. Where's Moxley? Is he coming through the crowd? Or is he not coming out? We've got Jericho and Regal. I'm so interested to see this verbal exchange. I want to see Regal go for it, man. I want to see Regal go for it. Right, here's Moxley. Nia Jax squashed Britt in WWE. Have you heard about the crazy show in Nottingham? Braun Strowman headlining it. Well, I have, Heather, yes. I have, and it looks great. It looks great. Braun Strowman taking on Alistair Overeem. I mean, that could not be more up my street if it tried. Alistair Overeem, massive MMA fighter. I mean, one of the best UFC heavyweights. Never got to the belt, but did beat Brock Lesnar. Got a victory over Brock Lesnar in his debut in UFC. Beat Brock Lesnar. Alistair Overeem is the real deal, man. He's the real deal. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. He could never quite make it to the title, but he was close. He was close. You know, if Brock had been champion when Alistair Overeem beat him, Alistair Overeem would have become champion. But Brock had already lost the title by that point to Cain Velasquez. So sadly, Brock wasn't champion. But Alistair Overeem, yeah, it's a great main event. It's a great main event. And that's being put on by, is it the Authors of Pain, guys? Overeem and Braun Strowman. Yeah, it is great. It is a great card. On June 4th in Nottingham. Who else? I want to see what the rest of the card is. Here is the Jericho Appreciation Society. Where is the rest of the cards? I want to talk about it. Here it is. We've got Nia Jax against Lana. Wasn't it 9 weeks in a row Nia Jax put Lana through a table? And now they're facing each other for the World Women's Championship. So the World Championship is Strowman against Alistair Overeem. The Women's Championship is Lana against Nia Jax. We've got Legion of Pain, which is Authors of Pain, taking on Blake and Macklin. I don't know who Macklin is. It might be someone that I am aware of, but I don't know who it is. I mean, I know who Blake is because he was in Blake and Murphy. But I don't know who Macklin is. Is he someone out of Forgotten Sons as well? Were they both in Forgotten Sons? They might both have been in Forgotten Sons. Killer Cross. So you've got Karrion Kross against Kalisto against Bronson Reed. Triple threat. It's a stacked card, man. Madison and Tennille taking on Deonna Purrazzo and Green. So Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo taking on Emma, and I don't know who the Madison is. We've got Lindsay Dorado against Dean Mutadi, is it? Mike Bennett against Biff Busick. Dirty Dango against Levis Valenzuela Jr. Oh, that looks like No Way Jose, actually. A lot of these might be people that I know, but I just don't know their real names. But yeah, oh my God, I'm actually genuinely tempted to go to that. I probably won't, but I do. Alistair Overeem is a big star. I don't need to see Nia Jax. I'd be down for seeing Alistair Overeem though. Right, Jericho says, you've been fired from every company you've ever worked in. And you've weaseled yourself. Weaseled, I say! Into AEW. What a collection of proteges you've got. You've got Santana and Ortiz, who are too stupid to realize that everything they've got is because of me. Eddie Kingston. Eddie. Too stupid to stay at home after I burned your face. Bryan Danielson. Big cheer for Bryan Danielson. Crowd yesing away. Possibly the best wrestler in the world today. But is nothing more than a squeaky clean nerd. That is true, isn't it, really? In all fairness. Oh. Whoa. Jericho said, stick with this lot. Regal will be shoving whiskey down your throat till you have to join the program with Moxley. Ooh. GM Strong, shout out to you. Appreciate the support, dudes. Hope you are enjoying Dynamite. This is a great segment. I'll throw a fireball in your face because I'm a wizard. I can't wait to hear what Regal's going to say in response. The only thing that can make me more sick than your voice are the screams from a burning orphanage. Quite the image. There's one thing in the last 21 years that's kept me going. Hundreds of times. William Regal said that for the past 20 years he would take Jericho's toothbrush and stick it up his bottom. And he says, actually, Flower, I did it to yours last week as well when one of the guys speaks out. He loves it. William Regal loves shoving toothbrushes up his bottom. He's got several up there right now. It's like Christmas when they've got an electric toothbrush. It's going to be blood and guts in it. That was awesome. I like when Regal teamed with Bobby Eaton years ago. Stadium Stampede was a different time and a different place. Stadium Stampede was a different time and a different place. Moxley said, I'm not going to be sucked into your sports entertainment vortex. Are they conceding and agreeing that Stadium Stampede is sports entertainment? When he announces Blood and Guts, this place is going to go mental. Pro wrestling versus sports entertainment. Who's going to say the words? As soon as someone says it, it's going to go, innit? We're a well-oiled machine. It's a long segment, this. Regal is a beast. He is. And a hell of a toothbrush holder as well. They should sell William Regal toothbrush holders. I'd love the idea. Like, he could have his trousers just down, just a little bit, so you can see a little bit of the crack, and then he could be like, and then you could pop your toothbrush in every night. You tell me AEW fans don't want that. I want that. I'd keep my toothbrush there. That'd be one of the greatest items of pro wrestling merch ever. A William Regal toothbrush holder. I don't care about the people in the arena. I don't care about buys. I don't care about ratings. Eddie is fired up. And they walk away. Danielson stopping Eddie Kingston from chasing after them. Ooh, Danielson and Kingston pushing each other. Okay. Wild. I don't like Jericho anymore. I want Regal to in my fantasy wrestling picks. This is great. Don't forget to floss. I don't know what it is, but I just find Eddie and Moxley a bit cringe. Lance said Jericho went on a 5-minute rant about Regal's past, and he said, "Your toothbrush has been in my bottom." That's exactly what he said. I mean, look, is it the greatest comeback of all time? Probably not. But it's all we've spoke about. Honestly, how many are up there right now? That's what I want to know. If ever you meet William Regal, maybe the first question you should ask is, how many wrestlers' toothbrushes are up your bottom right now? It's the kind of guy I would imagine that would do it as well. Here we go. Don't ever leave your toothbrush around William Regal. Listen, I wouldn't leave anything around William Regal. It looks like everything's going up there. Right, let's end the poll. Here we go. DMD. Who is the Joker? Here is Jamie Hayter. And Reba. She doesn't even know who she's facing, does she? I tell you what, whoever this is, they're going to have to try and knock out Britt Baker. Whoever this is might not be winning. It's that woman, Maki Ito. It's Maki Ito. Oh, I'm a bit disappointed in that. I know she's popular. She's singing her... I remember her. I remember Dark Order were backstage and they just lost Anna Jay. I don't know if it was to injury or something. And they were like, "Oh God, we'll never be able to replace Anna Jay." And there was a knock on the door, and Maki Ito was there. She opened, walked through the door, and I'm sure she said, "Hello, effers." Actually said the words. She might even have called them mother effers. Hello, Mother Effers! Maki Ito laid down for Britt, but rolled her up, reversed it. She's popular. She is popular. I don't know how you spell her name, actually. Ito? Whoa, whoa. No. Ito? I don't know. I'll go with that. I don't think anyone expected this to be the female Joker. It's underwhelming. Yeah. Have you heard that Ricky Steamboat turned down the Ric Flair match? That's good on him, I say, says James. I did hear that, yeah. I mean, look, if he's not up for it, if he's not up to it, then yeah, fair play. I'm sort of torn on that Ric Flair thing. I mean, is it a bad idea? Probably. But it is pretty cool to have one more chance to see him in there. I mean, we are talking about someone that is one of, if not the greatest of all time, you know? It's a bit like watching Mike Tyson one more time. So I've got this horrible, torn feeling about it all. I sort of know that it's maybe not the right thing that should be happening, but then part of me is like, sort of cool, innit? Part of it is still a bit cool. It's Ric Flair. Steamboat is just scared of the man, said Alexis. Amber deserved a chance. Oh, God, why is it not Amber? Ah, Amber's son. I thought it was going to be Amber's son. Let's go. Mackie is the chant. July 29th, the roast of Ric Flair will be funny, says Blaze Radio. Tony Khan wanted this to be a fun match, said Sticky Dreamboat. It was a terrible choice for Women's Joker, says Brenton. Did say just before she came out, though, that this is going to be hard for whoever this is. And whoever this is might have to lose, because this is Britt Baker. So, you know, the problem you've got is if it was Amber Moon, Amber's son, you know, would she be beating Britt Baker? It's a big win. I mean, like, you would imagine if you was going to do a Joker, you'd do it against someone that they would beat in the first round, whereas surely Britt Baker gets through this. Surely Britt Baker gets to the final of this. Surely. Against the ropes goes Maki Ito, clothesline, Britt Baker. 1, 2, kick out. The pole, it was wrong again. Yay! That is skillful, isn't it? We had 8. I had 8 chances. I had 4 for the guys. I had 4 for the women, and I didn't get a single option correct. I forced you to choose from options that turned out to not actually be the people. That is next level YouTube. You won't find that on other channels. You won't find that level of unprofessionalism on YouTube to actually get it wrong. So wrong. Completely wrong twice. Takes skill. That takes skill. That takes skills. That does. Never in a month of Sundays would I have got to put in Maki Ito, though. I could have been sat here for months. I don't think I would have got to Maki Ito. Jaden said, who have you got between Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy? Adam Cole. I'm going to go Adam Cole. I'm wondering if they just teased Young Bucks and the Hardys earlier. So I'm wondering if they'll do that match at Double or Nothing, and so Adam Cole could go through. So I'm going to say Cole. Maybe that could be our next poll, actually. J14 said Days is just on another level. It's true. I mean, it's not a great level, but I am on a different level. Who wins? We've only got 20 minutes to go. Jeff Hardy or Adam Cole, baby! Vape Ross Vape said the Joker is underwhelming. Let's go, Sally Sue. Ooh, Sally Sue. Maki Ito in the corner. She's got a big smile on her face, though. Big smile on her face. Britt's grabbing Maki Ito. Hurling her into the corner again. Maki Ito loving it. She loves it. Look, she's smashing her own head in the corner. I do like that shot, though. That's a good shot, that is. Camera in the corner looking at Maki Ito. Maki Ito running over, grabbing Britt. Looking for a DDT, getting it. 1, 2, shoulder up by Britt. Maki Ito rolling over Britt. It's a stomp to the midsection by Maki Ito. Against the ropes. Oh, she went to do that fall into the side. Oh, she did it. One, two, kick out. Sorry I'm late. I've been watching NBA playoffs, says Retribution. No problem. Hope you are well. That is the call. Britt and Cole are going to win the whole thing, says Heather. Mackie was in 2019, says Channel Name. Yeah, it must have been, because I can't imagine she was coming over during the pandemic. So, yeah, perhaps it has been that long ago. Didn't Brody Lee pass away, though, like around Christmas time of 2019? She was definitely after that. Here's Toni Storm. So maybe she was like early 2020. But it was, I reckon it's still around that time. Here's Toni Storm. Toni Storm with a little smile on her face. Okay. Don't get me wrong, Mackie is awesome, but when you promise a Joker, you do expect something huge. I'm sorry about earlier, just hyper for AEW, says Lucas. Lucas, I don't think I saw your comment, so don't worry about it. Right, we've got Toni Storm against Dr. Britt Baker. And we've got Ruby Soho taking on, well, we've still got another women's match to go. Here's Toni. This has been, what I will say about this Dynamite, it's been a really easy watch. It's been easy. Ah, 3 years of AEW next week. Ah. 3-year anniversary. Yes! The Professor! The Professor is here! Now we're talking. Now we're talking. The Professor is here. Joaquin said that surprise was trailer park piece of trash. Doesn't seem to have gone down very well, does it, Maki Ito? But, hey-ho. You don't think I heard what you said last week? You said I couldn't beat Thunder Rosa. Did he say that? Thunder Rosa chance. Serena deep. Serena deep. Well done. In all your years in the business, after one interview, you've made yourself look like a complete idiot. She's not the strongest promo. Perfect. Is it Dustin? Yeah, she brings out Dustin. Make him humble. Make him humble, Serena Deeb. Humble him. Humble him. Call him Gold Douche. Texas, all your sports teams are failures. So of course you would cheer. The poster boy of failure. Her promo skills. Someone in the fight chat says she sounds drunk. I don't disagree. She does sound like she's had one too many wines. And now it's like, oh, Serena Deeb's going off. Oh, God. I'm her coach. I'm her mentor. I respected you. You know all the dues that I had to pay. You know how hard it was to be a woman in this business. And I still got no respect. It is true. All of this is true. I shaved my head just to show how bad I wanted it. She should shave her head again. Why did you say I can't beat Thunder Rosa? Do you know why you don't answer me? Because you don't have the balls to. I think her delivery at times is off. I just do. I mean, I love her, but I'm going to be honest. But I think some of the stuff she's saying has been brilliant. I love how she called him the poster boy for failure. Said he didn't have the balls to... Thunder Rosa accidentally elbowing Dustin. Serena Deeb nails Thunder Rosa with the championship belt. I like how she spoke about how she had to shave her head as well. I don't think she's mentioned that in the past. Or, like, since she's been in AEW. Serena Deeb grabs the women's title, holds it up in the air. Yeah, I think the delivery was a little off at times, but I think what she said was... some of the stuff she said was really good. Not a disaster. She shaves her head again. Will have to come with implants too. I think that, like, if she shaved her head again... I'm trying to think if there's a woman on the roster that's got a shaved head. Would it just give her a point of difference? I suppose her calling herself the professor of professional wrestling and being known for being maybe the most in-ring technical is a point of difference. It's certainly what I love about her. But if she was to get a bit unhinged, that could be interesting. Could be interesting. She might not want to do it now, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? She's done that. Shaved head box has been ticked. But it works for Thug Rose. She's right, though. No one's going to deny that. It's difficult to keep on with Warriors and Mavericks just one click away, says NH. Sam said it was a bit stupid. Dustin would beat her in a real fight, let's be honest. Dustin is better than this entire roster. Called Vince an old pervert, says James. Molly Holly did it. There's been some loser has to shave their head type matches, but I'm trying to think if anyone in AEW has done it. I can't recall. So it'd just be another point of difference. Listen, with her technical ability, if she was to come out with, like, an in the ring shave her own head, laughing her head off, laughing her face off as she was doing it, like, I think that would really capture people's imagination. Could be fun. But she equally might not need to do it. And also, if you was going to shave a girl's head, you might want to do it in a loser has their head shaved type match rather than them doing it to themselves. But I do think if you do it to yourselves and you're like laughing away and all of a sudden you're coming across as a bit unhinged, it's good character development. It is good character development. It's interesting character development. I feel like she might need something like that, actually. Let's see how the match goes. I'm excited for the match. I'm just hoping it's going to be a barn burner, man. Serena Deeb does tend to have great matches, but we've spoken about how Thunder Rosa's recent matches have been below her usual standards. They have been for quite a while, to the point where I thought she was carrying an injury, and I was told that she was. Someone in the chat said she did have a little problem. I don't know what it was. But if you think about it, you don't see Thunder Rosa actually having matches all that often. Maybe she is on Dark and Elevation, I genuinely don't know, but you don't tend to see her having matches that often on Dynamite. So I think she has had an issue. Hopefully that's resolved, and then we get a killer match at Double or Nothing. Right, here are the Hardys, Jeff Hardy in particular, and we've got 9 minutes. Adam Cole, baby, has jumped Jeff Hardy. Adam Cole, baby. Here we go. It is time for our main event of the evening. And it is Adam Cole against Jeff Hardy. I seem to remember last week's match started with not long left. So, in all fairness, you don't need a long Jeff Hardy match. Not in 2022. Short and sweet. Jumps on the outside, throws towel out into the crowds. Adam Cole, baby, no one can touch the GOAT, says John. Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy will be the opposite of Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy, says Jeremy. Look at everything Cody has done. They change it, trying to erase him. Anyone friends with Cody is on a shelf for another month, says James. Straight Edge Society. Yep. GM Strong. Yep. Interesting to hear her mention that. Right, we've got Adam Cole in control. And looking for... was that a backstabber that he put in there? If he'd have done a backstabber into a bank statement, as a kind of nod to Sasha Banks, that would have done the rounds online. Maybe he could do the rear end. Isn't it the rear end or the rear view that's Naomi's fin? Where he could throw Jeff against the ropes and then launch up and get his booty in his face while spreading his legs apart. That'd be such in tribute to Naomi. A little wave by Adam Cole, baby, who is very much in control. Crazy Cheech said 190 likes. Let's get that to 200. Give the stream a like. Yeah, appreciate the support. We're here every Wednesday for AEW. I got to admit as well, I might even try and have a nap every week. I feel so good. I feel so good. Having a little sleep just before. It's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. So I might look to do that every week. We've got Jeff Hardy down rear view, but protect your toothbrush because Regal is lurking. Daniel said it's not a big enough booty. I can't remember if it's the rear view, rear end, or what you call it. It's the rear summit, the rear Ripley. Yeah, this Adam Cole's just going around posing at the moment. Oh, are we an advert? Someone in the fight chat just said that we're in a break. Can't be an advert now, surely. With only 6 minutes to go. Jeff getting back up to his feet. Elbows coming in by Jeff. Pull of the hair. Jeff goes down. Oh, why did the referee push Adam Cole? Can't go doing that. Referee just went out. Adam Cole grabbed Jeff's hair. The referee just pushed him. Like, what you doing? Can't go touching the participants. Who the hell do you think you are? What's he doing? I don't know what the referee's doing. He's on his knees next to Adam Cole. He's like... It's like he's trying to do a Rubik's Cube without the Rubik's Cube in his hands. Adam Cole in control. Right, 5 minutes to go. Over in the corner. We are in picture-in-picture. Picture-in-picture. Against the ropes goes Jeff Hardy. Back elbow by Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole over in the corner. Looking at his watch, but he's not even wearing a watch. 4 minutes to go. It's a slow main event. Very different to last week. Just imagine this is going to be lots of near falls once we get back from this picture-in-picture. Nice strike there. Strike coming back by Jeff Hardy. I'm guessing we are back now as these two. Nice snapmare. Grabs the legs of Adam Cole. Drops down two. He's got him pinned. Adam Cole kicks out. Adam Cole kicks out. 2 count. 2 count. Have you liked Adam Cole's AEW run so far? Not particularly. I think there's potential. I like the Undisputed Elite being a united group. I think there could be some fun when Kenny Omega comes back and maybe a bit of a rivalry there with who's going to take over control and Adam Cole not liking being second. And because you got to think Kenny Omega will come back and take over that Undisputed Elite and be the leader of it. So I think there's lots of potential, but I can't say that Adam Cole's run has blown my mind so far. I think when he was in NXT, he felt like the man. He felt like everything sort of revolved around him. And it's just not the case in AEW. I think, dare I say, in NXT, he was a big fish in a little pond. In AEW, he's a little fish in a big pond. Sort of feels like that. Jeff Hardy grabs the ropes. Unfortunate that Hardy is washed and all the Hardy fans have got to watch this, but Cole is carrying as per, says John. I guess Tony Khan didn't learn after Christian Cage, says Channel Name. Jeff needs to stop, says Cliff. The shine has been gone for a while. Going for the twist of fate. Hardy back up on his feet. He's going over to the corner. Jeff Hardy climbing up top. We got 2 minutes to go. Those swantons, man. I don't know if he's doing them different, but they look so unsafe. I mean, Jeff Hardy basically misses with that swanton. Gets kneed by Adam Cole and loses the match. Adam Cole, baby! Adam Cole should manage Keith Lee, get Keith to a title, and then have Adam turn on him. It's easy booking from something everyone hated, says Tom. He's a big fish with many other big fish, says List of Jericho. Maybe you could put it that way, yeah. Here's the Bucks. Clothesline to the back of the Hardys. Jeff and Matt both go down. Young Bucks are in there. Adam Cole wins. They won't put the E guy over Mr. Bebe. Is someone coming down? Oh, Sting and Darby. Sting and Darby are coming down to make the save. Sting not moving very quickly. But he's in there. Sting and Darby making the save. Yeah, it is Sting and Darby. Poor Christian tending to dinosaurs and 90210 kids who should be over but aren't because of the shiz booking. Kyle O'Reilly coming down and Bobby Fish. There's a lot of moving parts here. Elbows by Sting, clothesline by Sting. Sting's the only one standing tall at the moment. Sting's taking them all on. It's a one-man show, this, from Sting. Sting in the ring with Kyle. Kyle had got a chair. Nearly double kick there by the Bucks. Nearly 60% of you called it. Went with Adam Cole. They've got a chair over the ankle of Sting. Kyle O'Reilly comes crashing down. They're destroying his ankle. Well, he shouldn't have gone out there, should he? It's his own fault. Got no sympathy. I'm sorry. You went to make the save. You didn't do it. You failed. And that's it. I think that's it. That is the end of this week's AEW. So how do you score AEW Dynamite? How do you score it? What are you scoring it this week? Are you going to give it an 8 to 10? Are you giving it a 7 to 7.5? Are you giving it a 6 to 6.75? Are you giving it a 5.75 or below? Boom! O'Reilly didn't even connect with that chair. Sting needs to be on a multiverse video game. We need Sting versus Batman. God, that'd be really fun, wouldn't it? You know, like how they did Capcom versus, was it Street Fighter? That'd be fun. And do you know what, actually? I could see them doing something like that. AEW versus Street Fighter. I could see them doing that. Imagine, like, an AEW Street Fighter type game. Like, someone like Luchasaurus would be awesome in that. And Sting would be awesome in that. Those kind of people that have got Abaddon. People that have got, like, really strong gimmicks would be great in, like, a Street Fighter type AEW game. That could be really fun. Could be really fun. I don't think Serena Deeb would work that well, but Thunder Rosa would work well. Should be pretty cool. And, like, her home kind of, you know, like how they all had their own homes. Like, I'm thinking about Blanca being up in the trees, Guile being at that army base or wherever he was. Like, Thunder Rosa's would obviously be very Mexican themed, and that'd be really cool. Luchasaurus, that he would be, like, obviously prehistoric. That would be cool. That would be cool. I'd be down. I mean, like, I don't know how big the roster would be, but yeah, you could do something like Street Fighter versus AEW. I think it'd be really fun. Zoom Station said 7.75 toothbrushes. John says 6.81 wildcard Wednesdays out of 10. Anna says 6.5. Jilly says 6.75. Jim said, I'm going to watch last night's NXT. I decided to play Resident Evil instead. Resident Evil 8. I have never played a single Resident Evil game. I think I would enjoy them. But I've never actually played any. So I can't say any comments about it. I don't know any characters that are in it. I just know that it's like a horror series. But I think I'd enjoy it. I almost bought Resident Evil 4 because I hear that's the one. I think that's the one. I think that's the one everyone bangs on about. But I didn't. But I will play them one day. 7 toothbrushes out of 10. Listen, is it a weird thing for him to have said? Yes. Is it the main talking point following the show, though? Or one of them? I think so. You know, you got Jericho talking about how everyone's a drunk, everyone's a disgrace, and William Regal turns around and basically says, for 20 years, I shoved your toothbrush up my bottom. Which says more about Regal than it does about anyone else. So it's a weird comeback, but it's certainly a talking point. Do you think Kyle beats Joe and then faces Adam in the final of Double or Nothing? It's interesting. That's interesting. I wouldn't go that... Would I go that way? I don't think I would go that way. Would I go that way? I don't think I would go that way. I think Samoa Joe's going to face Satnam Singh. Because they seem to be building and teasing that for so long that there must be a payoff. Now, whether that payoff happens at Double or Nothing or afterwards, I don't know. But I think Samoa Joe, there's a good chance. So I think Kyle O'Reilly could get to the final. And if he does, it is going to be Adam Cole, isn't it? So I think there is a chance that we do get Kyle O'Reilly against Adam Cole. Yeah, I think there is a chance. It's not the way that I would go, though. But I think Samoa Joe against Adam Cole is more exciting. Samoa Joe against Adam Cole, two former NXT champions going up against each other. I think that's more exciting. I'm more excited about Samoa Joe against Adam Cole. Then maybe Satnam Singh costs him at Double or Nothing. And then we get Samoa Joe, Satnam Singh on a Dynamite, maybe. It's interesting. Big Boy Dally said there was too many botches, which is quite funny, but not good. I'm going to give it a 5, but it was good laughs. Goncast gives it an 8. Legend Killer gives it a 7. I don't think there was anything here that I necessarily hated. There were botches. I'm quite happy with the 7, to be honest. I was entertained. I don't think there was much that blew my mind. I don't think there's, like, if anyone's like, oh, was there anything I need to watch? I would be like, well, it was solid. But I don't know that there was anything that changed my life here. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was some fun stuff. The toothbrush thing. A couple of nice surprises. All right, Maki Ito was disappointing. But I think John Morrison being in is kind of fun. And it was just solid. It was all just like... Sometimes I can watch Dynamite, and it's not just a knock of Dynamite, any wrestling show. And you're just like, oh, this is silly. I don't like this. You know, there's things that happen in wrestling all the time that, you know, people don't like. I didn't really feel like there was anything like that tonight. It just felt like a really solid show, so I think a 7's fair. Next week's a go-home. Don't know how great that's going to be. And then we've got Double or Nothing. So we've got big show coming up. We will be doing Double or Nothing. I don't know if anyone had any doubts about that. Is it a Sunday, though? Is it a Sunday? If it's on at the same time as, like, UFC, then that could be a problem. I'll have to have a look. Let me have a look. Let's answer it now. I don't want to say we're doing Double or Nothing, which I have every intention of doing, only to find out that it's on a Sunday and it's going to collide with UFC. It is on May 29th. What's that? May 29th. Please be a Sunday. Sunday, May 29th. Yeah? Says it's on the 29th. That's a Sunday. So I've got every intentions of doing it, yes. Grant said, I was glad to see Maki Ito. She's hilarious. Master Chief says 675. Ending was alright. Solid. That's how I feel. Love when they stay until they get the winner and it ends 2 minutes early, says Bill. Did you see AEW on TNT's Twitter account tweeted Johnny Gargano is the Joker on accident and then they deleted it? Do you think that means he could be on the way eventually or just a mistake? I genuinely don't know. I would imagine it's a mistake because I think if you've signed Johnny, you are going to keep that on the down low. I don't think there'll be loads of people that know about that. I think that'll be on the down low, and I think that'll be on a need-to-know basis, and I don't think the person that's running the social media account would be in the loop. So my gut feeling is it's a mistake, I wonder if it's even a little bit cheeky. I think they knew that people were going to tune into this to find out who the Jokers were. So I wonder if, like, someone in the social media team has just tried to get a bit of a talking point. I don't know if they would have checked that with Tony. I don't know how Tony would feel about that. I mean, in this day and age, if you've got an account like AEW and you put something up and then delete it, that alone is significant news. If you've put something out there and then you delete it, it doesn't really matter what it is. Like, the fact that you put something out and then you've changed your mind on it is newsworthy anyway. The fact that that then turns out to be about Johnny Gargano is massive as well. So, I mean, all that stuff, AEW can turn around and say they made a mistake and they deleted it and rectified it. But I just wonder. I wonder if they did it as a way of getting a talking point. I wonder if... I don't know that Tony Khan told them to do it. It could just be, some kid that runs the social media account. I mean, if you was running the AEW social media account, it'd be an easy way to get people talking about you, wouldn't it? I have to think that whoever runs that social media account is not in the know about if Johnny Gargano is coming in. I really think that would be on, like, a need-to-know basis. Because you don't want to run the risk of it getting out, do you? You don't want to run the risk of people finding out that you've signed him. So, I'm leaning mistake on that. I'm leaning mistake. AEW may have said Johnny Elite, and TNT might have assumed Johnny Wrestling instead of Johnny Mundo. Yeah, maybe. Did you see that John Morrison came in? Yes. There's no UFC next weekend. Is there not? That's news to me. Is there no UFC next week? I didn't know this. Well, that'll be nice to have a little week off from doing research. 22nd, and God, yeah, you're right. Oh, God. Oh, God. I wonder what we've got next Saturday, then. This Saturday coming, we've got UFC. Saturday after, I thought there was UFC. I wonder if there's any boxing. We'll have a look. We'll find some. I can't. As much as I'd love a Saturday off, I can't see it happening. So maybe we end up doing some boxing, but we'll be doing Double or Nothing then. Well, if there's no UFC, that almost certainly confirms, even if it's on a Saturday, we'd be doing it anyway. So that's a good weekend for them to choose, actually, with no UFC. It's a good weekend. The crowd, when they saw Johnny on the Titantron, thought it was Gargano because the pop before Morrison walked out was massive and it was so loud. How did they do it? I didn't see how they did it, actually. Did it? I saw him first. I didn't actually see the Titantron. Did it say Johnny Elite? If they did that, that's cheeky. That is cheeky. Funny. Right, let's wrap this up, shall we? Let's wrap this up. Jay said, did the Mayweather fight get rescheduled? I have not seen a new date for the Mayweather fight. Let's have a look. Mayweather and Moore. Oh, yeah. May 21st. Floyd Mayweather. And when is that? This weekend. This weekend. Floyd Mayweather will proceed with his Dubai adventure. Confusion as to when Mayweather's previous postponed match will resurface appears to have been resolved, with the show back in play this Saturday. The event takes place 1 week after. Muslim tradition calls for a 40-day mourning period. Mayweather revealed via Instagram plans for the event to take place this weekend. Whilst conflicting reports suggest it could be October. It remains unclear as of Wednesday whether it's still going to be taking place at the Burj Al Arab or at the Coca-Cola Arena, which was going to host a show, a boxing show. Do you know what? What a mess. What a mess. So as of right now, we don't know. It's expected that it could be this weekend, but it also might not be this weekend. No actually confirmed news. Looks like they're trying to get it for this weekend, though. I gotta tell you, Matt, I don't know. I had every intention of watching it. And you know what? Floyd Mayweather has got 7.8 million. Floyd Mayweather's got a ton of money. How does he not have someone running his social media account for him? How does he not just pay someone to run his social media account? His last tweet was on the 9th of May. That was 10 days ago, advertising his fight for the 14th. And clearly it got postponed and he never mentioned it on his Twitter. Now there's talk about it being moved to this Saturday. There's no mention of it on his Twitter. It's bad, isn't it? It's bad. I've got no idea when that fight's going to happen. The fact no one is talking about it as well suggests that there's really a lack of interest there. So I'm really torn as to whether to watch it now. Really torn. I don't even know if it's going to be on. I think I had every intention of watching it last Saturday because it was going to be on top of that helipad, and it's Anderson Silva was fighting, and it all looked really like, you know, Mayweather is it's a bit like the Ric Flair thing, you know. Ric Flair's a legend, and he's having that one more fight. I sort of feel that way about Mayweather. He's a legend. How many more chances are you gonna have to watch him? So I was down for it, but now we don't know when it's taking place. We don't know where it's taking place. No one's talking about it. Really is making me think, man, I don't know if the interest's there. We'll see. Daniel said, the name Johnny popped on the Titantron. The crowd went mental, and then it said Elite, and Morrison walked out, and they realised. Mayweather fight is CXL. Is that cancelled? Rampage is on at 12 before SmackDown. Oh, the hour before. That's good. Okay, that's better. Well, I can't miss it then, can I? Because we always start at that time anyway, so... Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Thank you, James. Are you doing the watch long for Rampage? Yes. I missed it last week. I held my hands up to it. Was not intentional. I set the stream up for SmackDown as I always do to start at midnight here in the UK. Just completely slipped my mind that Rampage had started before. So yeah, if it is the hour before SmackDown, then brilliant. We would be live anyway, so yes, we will. The only problem is, of course, people are going to want to talk about WWE. I'd imagine Sasha, Naomi will probably still be a topic of conversation. I mean, sadly, that ain't going to go away because we still need to find out the repercussions. I mean, apparently, people backstage are fuming, which. Someone mentioned about how Corey Graves is racist earlier. Just going to briefly touch on that. I think Corey Graves is told what to say. And I equally don't think that he is racist for saying that them walking out is unprofessional. Because I agree that it's unprofessional. And I don't care. I've got no problems whatsoever saying that about Sasha and Naomi. Equally, I'd have no problem saying that about Asuka, or saying it about Becky, or saying it about Charlotte, or saying it about Shinsuke Nakamura, or saying it about Gunther, or saying it about anyone. So I really don't think race comes into it. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure there's people that disagree. But I think Corey Graves probably said it because he was told to say it. So I think if you're putting the blame on Corey Graves, I think it's probably misdirected. It's probably more Vince that has told him to say it. But for me personally at this stage, I don't see anything as being racially motivated. They're the ones that walked out. So as we said, we need to see the repercussions because it genuinely could be that they're done. It's a hard thing to come back from, man. A hard thing. And WWE will make a bit of a statement, I would imagine, about it because they're not going to want other wrestlers to think it's worth trying. They're not going to want other wrestlers to see that, well, Sasha and Naomi walked out and all they got was a slap on the hand. I'll walk out then. They're not going to want to encourage other wrestlers to explore that as an opportunity, as a viable option. I'm not happy with my booking, so now I'm going to walk out. So I think they'll want to make a bit of a statement. So I could see it being a heavy fine. I could see it being a big suspension. I could see it being that they're, told to sit at home and sit out their contract for a while. And, maybe Vince will revisit it in a month or something. I don't know. I really don't know what the repercussions are going to be of this, but I bet they're not going to be pretty. I bet they won't be pretty because they're not going to want other people to look at it and think, I'm going to do that. And so they'll make a bit of a... I can't find the word that I'm looking for. They'll make a bit of a statement, a bit of an example. That's the words. I could see them doing that. So this is why I'm saying I don't think it's going to go away, because I think we've got all that to come in this story as well. So we'll probably end up talk about that on Friday. But we'll see. I mean, there might not be any more news by the time we get to Friday anyway. So, right. Awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you joining us. Hope you enjoyed AEW. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your evenings. And we will be back. I don't think we've got anything tomorrow. I don't think there's any streams tomorrow. But we will be back on Friday for SmackDown. So we're back on Friday for SmackDown. And, busy weekend, actually. Busy weekend because it's the last Premier League games, isn't it, on Sunday? There is UFC this weekend. We might have a Mayweather fight. I have no idea. I don't even know if it's happening, and if it is happening, I don't even know if I'm doing it. So I'll have to look into all of that. But appreciate the support as always, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Bye for now.